From Vital Smith, please welcome James Sook! And your time begins now.
Good afternoon, my name is James. We, Vital Smith, is revolutionizing the way women predict their unique fertility period by reinventing ovulation tester. But before I begin, let me ask you, what is your greatest blessing? I believe having our precious baby is the most blessing moment in our life. However, almost 30 million couples who are in the world are suffering from infertility. This is because blessing can be made only in 12 to 24 hours each month. And we call this time frame ovulation date. So people should know this time, and Vital Smith can help it smarter. But how? This graph is women's estrogen graph. But what this graph actually represents is ovulation cycle for women. Estrogen peak right before ovulation date. So we should know, it's very important to know this peak point for guessing our ovulation date. But today, people are suffering from complexity and inaccuracy of existing ovulation testers. BBT, basal body temperature, well-known method for ovulation. But a little change of movement can change easily the body temperature. So it's very hard to predict ovulation date by BBT. Urine tester. Using urine is inconvenient, and also analyzing the result is very difficult. Compared to pregnancy tester, ovulation tester should track the thickness of line. So it's very hard to predict ovulation date by urine tester. So Vital Smith aims to solve these issues, and I'm very proud of you introducing BBLAST. BBLAST is smart ovulation tester using saliva and smartphone. It looks like lipstick, and it's very easy to use. First, take out the film and lick it, and insert the film to the product and connect the device to the smartphone camera. And then just shoot a photo. That's it. Our revolutionary app will analyze the pattern and structure of saliva and tell us when is the ovulation date. So, BBLAST is highly accurate and optimized for individual and time efficient, and mostly important, it's portable. So you will be never constrained by space. And BBLAST is not just the ovulation tester. Using BBLAST, we can track estrogen level. And as we know, estrogen has a lot of information about women's health. So in the future, we will gonna notice not the ovulation date, but also some potential health problem about women. And our optic technology also can solve men's fertility problem. So our follow-up product, BBLAST Plus, will give you solution about both men and women. Our revenue will be generated by 3 tracks: product sales, consumable sales, and big data collecting through our BBLAST estrogen level data. And we guarantee this because market is quite huge. Only in US, 400 million market, and also 7.5% growing. And we are now discussing with global partners, and especially Bayer. We got strong partnership with them, and got funding as well. Our team is composed of 10-year experienced doctors and engineers and designers. And I'm sure that we can be capable of running global medical device business. And I'll promise you, Vital Smith will be a pioneer. We have a team, we identified the problem, and we came up with the solution. Reinventing ovulation tester, BBLAST. Thank you.
Thank you very much from Vital Smith, James Sook. All right, we're going to turn it over to the judges for the Q&A. Your time begins now.
So, where the technology comes from? Is there evidence or paper or academic partner? Or
Using saliva for predicting ovulation date is quite ordinary medical fact because the first paper came up 1968. So saliva structure changed when estrogen level changes. So it has a correlationship. So using that medical fact, we can guess that the exact ovulation date using the saliva structure.
Two questions. The first is, what's the accuracy of the device that you have? And second, what stage of development is the product at right now? Is it launched? Is it still being developed?
Yeah, we are. The second question first. We are now under the development, and we are expecting to get our mass production version in this October. So we are gonna go to the market next February, and
When you say mass production version, you mean it's mass production prototype or
LP. Yeah. So mass production prototype will be in last October, and we are gonna go to the market in February. And the first question, the accuracy, we are now under the clinical test, but compare the evidence in the paper, we can expect 98% accurate. So it's quite high. So that's our goal to get the 98% accurate.
how much more accurate is that compared to what is already on the market?
Yeah, the comparing data is the ultrasound data. So we can correlate the saliva data and ultrasound data and guess the ovulation cycle percentage of the accuracy.
What is your target market? US, Japan, Korea, or what is your target?
Actually, our first target is Europe because we have a good partner, and also Europe has a huge market about the IVD market and also the ovulation tester market. So Europe, we are gonna target it, and also US.
So you mean like a few minutes ago you said about like you're gonna go to market in February next year.
Right.
So all these examinations or like a regulation required test is being done.
The first step of the regulation will be CE mark in Europe.
What's the market size? You were talking about the market size of the US.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
It's third time bigger than the US.
Thank you.
What kind of the partnership with say Bayer or Johnson Johnson? Yeah, it was Korean, so
Yeah.
it was just research or distribution.
Bayer already we got some funding from the Bayer in Germany, and they
grant for app
grants for app, and also
and other.
other Johnson & Johnson and GE has some interest to distribute our device in Europe.
So I don't need to be like tongue-in-cheek about this, but what you're trying to do is that you're trying to tell people when they should have sex, based on what the film says.
When have to sex or avoid sex?
When to have sex or when to avoid sex.
Yeah.
And what's happening in the status quo right now is that people are having sex every day, and you're saying, stop that. There's 12 to 24-hour periods, save it for bed.
So our first target is who wants to have a baby, and our second target is who wants to avoid the pregnancy. And third target is who wants to know their health condition by their cycle.
What other health issues your device can detect?
As I mentioned, estrogen has a lot of data. Such when high estrogen level, the potential of cancer, women cancer such as breast cancer can be very highly potential. And some skin disease when estrogen level goes down. So we can detect the relations between the change of the estrogen pattern. So we can guess that we can tell that you might have some skin disease or cancer.
Okay, thank you, and that is time from Vital Smith, James Silk.